The ultimatum, the holographic projection, materialized above Times Square without warning. Traffic halted. Pedestrians froze mid-stride. The same scene played out simultaneously in Moscow's Red Square, Beijing's Forbidden City, London's Trafalgar Square, and 500 other population centers across Earth. A being with translucent blue skin and 6 eyes arranged vertically down its elongated face stared down at humanity. Its voice resonated through the air without any visible technology. People of Earth, I am High Arbiter Zex Vora of the Galactic Hegemony Council. Your planet has been classified as a Level 3 developing civilization occupying a strategic position within Sector 7. As such, you are hereby ordered to surrender your sovereignty to hegemony rule. You will disarm your militaries, dismantle your governments, and prepare to receive hegemony administrators within 30 Earth days. The alien's voice was eerily calm, almost bored. Failure to comply will result in immediate planetary sanitation. We are not unreasonable. Your species will be preserved as a client race. Your most valuable cultural and scientific achievements will be archived. This is more than fair. The decision has been made. The hegemony has spoken. The projection vanished. For 3 heartbeats, silence reigned. Then pandemonium erupted worldwide. In the Pentagon's Crisis Command Center, Commander Elena Reyes watched the chaos unfold on dozens of screens. At 42, with steel-gray eyes and prematurely silver hair cropped short, she was the youngest person ever to lead the United Earth Defense Initiative, a position that had been largely ceremonial until today. Analyses, she demanded. Dr. James Chen, the UEDI's chief xenobiologist, cleared his throat. The transmission originated from a vessel approximately 2.3 million kilometers from Earth. Based on energy signatures, it's massive, roughly the size of Manhattan. Weapons capability. Unknown, but the energy output suggests they could potentially alter our climate or trigger tectonic instabilities without conventional bombardment. Elena nodded grimly. And authentication. The transmission matches no known terrestrial technology, said Dr. Lena Okafor, head of communications, and it was simultaneously broadcast worldwide without using our infrastructure. It's real, Commander. The Joint Chiefs entered the room, followed by representatives from 17 nations. The usual political posturing was noticeably absent. Fear had a way of focusing priorities. What are our options? Asked the Chinese general, cutting straight to the point. Elena activated the central display. Limited. Our most advanced defensive systems weren't designed for threats of this magnitude, but we're not defenseless. She brought up schematics for Project Aegis, a network of orbital platforms designed to detect and intercept extraterrestrial threats. It had been dismissed as paranoid excess by budget committees for years, but had secured minimal funding through Elena's relentless advocacy. Aegis isn't fully operational, but we can accelerate deployment. And we have something else. She hesitated, then continued. 3 years ago, we recovered an object from the Mariana Trench. Non-terrestrial origin, predating human civilization by at least 50,000 years. The room erupted into angry shouts. Information of this magnitude should have been shared. I take full responsibility for the compartmentalization, Elena said firmly. But we couldn't risk premature disclosure of technology we didn't understand. The artifact contains what appears to be a communication system, possibly designed to contact other civilizations. The Russian general leaned forward. You're suggesting we call for help. I'm suggesting we explore all options, including potential allies among other species who might oppose this hegemony. The next 72 hours passed in a blur of activity. Military forces worldwide mobilized while attempting to prevent civil panic. Religious leaders called for calm. Scientists worked around the clock analyzing the alien transmission for weaknesses, and deep beneath a nondescript facility in Antarctica, Elena Reyes personally supervised the activation of the artifact. The device, a crystalline sphere 2 meters in diameter embedded with circuitry unlike anything humans had developed, pulsed with blue-green light as power flowed into it. Ancient symbols scrolled across its surface. "We're detecting a response," reported Dr. Okafor, her voice tense with excitement. "Something's coming through." The holographic interface flickered, then stabilized. Before them stood a being with 4 arms and golden, feathered scales. Unlike the hegemony messenger, this creature's expression seemed almost kind. "Greetings, humans of Earth. I am Ambassador Kiravalin of the Free Systems Alliance. We've been monitoring your situation. The hegemony's expansion into your sector was inevitable, though their timeline is aggressive." Elena stepped forward. "Can you help us?" The ambassador's feathers rippled in what might have been sadness. "Directly? No. The Alliance cannot openly challenge the hegemony without risking galactic war. But we can provide information. The hegemony respects only strength and sovereignty earned through technological advancement. We don't have time to advance centuries overnight," Elena said. "Perhaps you do." The ambassador gestured, and schematics appeared in the air. "There are more artifacts on your world, placed by the precursors, those who came before all our civilizations. Find them. They contain the knowledge you need." Over the next 2 weeks, guided by the Alliance's information, expeditions discovered 7 more artifacts hidden around the globe, beneath the Egyptian Sphinx, in the Amazon rainforest, under Antarctica's ice, and other remote locations. Each contained fragments of advanced technology and scientific principles that human researchers worked frantically to understand. The breakthrough came when they discovered the final artifact off the coast of Japan. Unlike the others, this one was enormous. A submerged structure covering nearly a square kilometer of seafloor. Within it lay something that caused even Elena to gasp. A hangar containing sleek, metallic vessels clearly designed for space travel. "They're dormant, not dead," reported Dr. Chen after preliminary analysis. "The precursors left these for species they believed had potential. The technology integrates with human neural patterns. It was designed to be operated by us, or beings similar to us." Elena touched one of the ships reverently. "How many?" 217 vessels of varying sizes, enough for a modest defense fleet if we can activate them. "And we have 12 days to learn how to fly them," Elena said quietly. Recruiting began immediately, focusing on military pilots, engineers, and specialists, with the highest adaptive aptitude scores. The selection process was brutal. Only 1 in 20 candidates showed the neural compatibility necessary to interface with the precursor technology. But those who connected with the ships reported an almost symbiotic relationship, as if the vessels were extensions of their own bodies. Elena watched test flights from a command center improvised within the ancient hangar. The ships moved unlike anything humans had built. Graceful, impossible maneuvers that seemed to bend physics rather than obey it. "Will it be enough?" asked Dr. Okafor, who had become Elena's closest advisor. "It has to be," Elena replied. "But we need an edge beyond just the ships. We need a strategy the hegemony won't expect." The plan they developed was designated Operation Thunderbolt. It was desperate, audacious, and relied heavily on elements the hegemony wouldn't anticipate from a Level 3 civilization. On the 29th day, Elena addressed the pilots and crew of what was being called the Terran fleet. Men and women from 32 nations stood at attention, wearing uniforms hastily designed to represent not individual countries, but humanity as a whole. "Tomorrow, the hegemony arrives expecting submission," she said, her voice carrying through the ancient hangar. "They believe they know what we are, a primitive species that will either surrender or die futilely. They're wrong on both counts. Tomorrow, we show them what humanity truly is." The soldiers saluted as one. Operation Thunderbolt was ready. The hegemony arrived at dawn on the 30th day. Their fleet materialized at the edge of Earth's gravity well, 7 massive vessels that dwarfed anything humans had built, surrounded by swarms of smaller craft. Sensors worldwide went haywire as energy readings spiked to unprecedented levels. High Arbiter X4's face appeared on every communication device globally. from military displays to civilian smartphones. Your compliance period has expired. We detect no evidence of disarmament or preparation for hegemony administration. This is disappointing but not unexpected from a species of your development level. The alien's 6 eyes blinked in sequence. As a demonstration of the consequences of defiance, we will now remove one of your smaller population centers. Observe and reconsider your position. On the primary hegemony vessel, Zexvora turned to his weapons officer. Target their settlement designated Christchurch. Low yield, minimal environmental impact. We want them cowed, not obliterated yet. High Arbiter, interrupted the sensor officer. We're detecting energy signatures from the planet's surface. They appear to be. The officer never finished. From beneath the Pacific Ocean, the Terran fleet erupted skyward. 200 precursor vessels piloted by humans, their ancient systems fully awakened for the first time in millennia. Impossible, breathed Zexvora, all 6 eyes widening. Within the lead Terran vessel, Alina Reyes interfaced directly with the ship's consciousness. The neural connection allowed her to feel the craft as an extension of her body, to perceive space in dimensions beyond human senses. All units, execute Thunderbolt Phase 1, she commanded. The Terran fleet separated into 3 formations. Alpha Wing engaged the smaller hegemony vessels, drawing them away from their capital ships. Beta Wing activated their specialized systems. Not weapons, but immensely powerful electromagnetic pulse generators designed to temporarily disable rather than destroy. Gamma Wing, led by Alina, executed the most dangerous part of the plan, a direct approach toward the hegemony flagship. The hegemony responded with overwhelming firepower. Energy beams lashed out, catching 3 Terran vessels and vaporizing them instantly. But the remaining ships moved with impossible agility, evading attacks while maintaining formation. They're using precursor technology, Zexvora realized with shock. How did primitives access? Another officer interrupted. High Arbiter, Beta Wing is emitting some form of disruption field. Our secondary systems are failing. Throughout the hegemony fleet, non-essential systems began shutting down. The EMP technology, reversed engineered from the precursor artifacts and amplified by the ancient vessels, was working. Not enough to disable the hegemony completely, but enough to create confusion. Aboard the Terran command ship, Alina felt rather than saw the moment to execute Phase 2. All vessels, initiate the veil, she ordered. From each Terran ship, specialized energy fields expanded and interconnected, creating a massive web around the hegemony fleet. This wasn't an attack. It was a communication array of unprecedented power, broadcasting on all frequencies and through subspace dimensions the hegemony had thought unknown to humans. Across thousands of worlds throughout the galaxy, beings witnessed the confrontation in real time. The Free Systems Alliance, independent worlds, even populations within the hegemony itself. Attention, Galactic community. Alina's voice resonated across the transmission. I am Commander Alina Reyes of Earth. The hegemony has threatened our world with destruction unless we surrender our sovereignty. We refuse these terms. We now demonstrate that humanity is capable of defending itself, but we choose to limit casualties on both sides by offering an alternative to bloodshed. On the hegemony flagship, Zexvora watched in horror as his private communication channels filled with incoming transmissions from across the Hegemony Council. Abort the sanitation, came the urgent command from his superiors. The humans have broadcast this confrontation galaxy-wide. 17 member species are already filing formal protests. The political ramifications. They're primitives. Zexvora protested. They should have no access to this technology. Yet they do, came the cold reply. And now we must negotiate or lose face before the entire galactic community. Within hours, the confrontation transitioned to tense diplomacy. The Hegemony Council, faced with unprecedented public scrutiny across thousands of worlds, dispatched their senior diplomatic corps to Earth. The negotiations took place within the ancient precursor structure beneath the Pacific. neutral ground that symbolized humanity's newfound status. The hegemony acknowledges Earth's sovereign status, conceded the hegemony's lead negotiator, a being with translucent skin who carefully avoided meeting Alina's gaze. In light of your unexpected technological capabilities, we extend an invitation for Earth to join the hegemony as an associate member. Alina, now serving as Earth's representative by unanimous agreement of the United Nations, smiled thinly. Earth declines membership in the hegemony. We will, however, consider joining the Free Systems Alliance, who approached us with respect rather than threats. The negotiator's skin flushed with color. That would be unprecedented. A newly contacted world choosing alliance with. Yet here we are, Alina interrupted. Humanity values its independence, but we do not fear connection. We simply demand it occur on equal terms. The resulting treaty recognized Earth's sovereignty and established a demilitarized zone around the solar system. Humanity would neither be conquered nor isolated. They would emerge onto the galactic stage on their own terms. 3 months later, Alina stood aboard the Terran diplomatic vessel approaching the Alliance capital world. Earth's delegation included scientists, diplomats, artists, and cultural representatives, the first humans to travel beyond their solar system. Dr. Okafor, now serving as Alina's chief of staff, joined her at the viewport. Did you ever imagine this would be the outcome when the hegemony first appeared? Alina watched as the Alliance world grew larger before them. A beautiful blue-green sphere not unlike Earth, yet alien in its details. Not specifically, no. But I've always believed humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our military capability. It's our adaptability, our refusal to accept limitations. She turned from the viewport to face the delegation assembled behind her. We faced extinction and instead found our place among the stars. Now we have the opportunity to shape not just our future, but the galaxies. As the ship docked at the Alliance station, Alina felt the weight of history upon her shoulders and the exhilarating potential of what lay ahead. Humanity had been pushed to the brink, and instead of falling, they had soared. The hegemony's ultimatum hadn't crushed humanity. It had launched them into a future brighter than anyone could have imagined.